was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Back at Dakota Arena, game number 3 here of our quadruple header today. It is the Prior Lake Lakers, a record of 4-3, taking on the St. Thomas Academy Cadets, number 3 in our YHH staff poll this week. They are 7-1 on the season. The goaltenders, Ben Mickett for Prior Lake, Tyler Mergosi for St. Thomas Academy. More on them as the game progresses. Jeff Pappas with you with a call. We're glad to have you along here on the Hub this afternoon. Tommy Cronin on the face-off for St. Thomas Academy. The scoring star of this team played into the cadet zone from the face-off, and now behind the net. This is Patch Cronin along the side wall, number 13. Played it ahead of the right point. It's going to be held briefly, a shot, and it's off the blocker pad of Mickett, coming from the stick of Will Emerson, number 22. And now here's St. Thomas Academy playing the puck on out to center ice. And going back for it there is Emerson comes in front of the net, and the Lakers are able to pick it up, and they carry it out with some speed. Here's Joe Rice dumping it in, leading scorer for Prior Lake with 12 points in 7 games. Of course, what a season Prior Lake had last year, finished 4th in the state tournament. Now behind the net, it's Tommy Cronin in control there, number 14, plays it up the wall, and the Cadets will play it out to center ice, and over the line, Will Dosen shoots it in and heads for the bench as they get a change. Puck plays up the near wall, and going to be loose to the circle, and trying to pick it up there, Jordan Tasheny, and he does have it on the half wall, plays it down low, but there's no teammate there. Behind the net, it's controlled by A.J. Pearson for Prior Lake. And the Lakers will rink wide to center ice, and going back for it there is Mario Savino, and he is beaten to the outside, and a chance in front of the net, but unable to pull the trigger was Brody Stephanie, number 27. Now, it's played over the defender, Will Emerson. Brody Stefani with a good chance there from the circle in. We're going to get a face-off all the way back in the St. Thomas Academy zone. 15:33 to go in the first period. 1 minute and 27 seconds played. Goaltender for St. Thomas Academy, as we look that way, is Tyler Magosi, 4-0 on the season. 5 goals on 74 shots. Goals against is 1.23. 2 shutouts in his 4 games, and his save percentage is 93%. And it comes out to center ice. And Howard plays it in as he's hit from the backside. Now Tommy Cronin in the circle, dances right around the defender, puts it into the slot area, and it's controlled there by Max Anderson. Off to the far boards. Now Prior Lake, Emerson behind the net, feeds it up the slot, held in, and a shot goes over the top of the goal, taken by Dosen. Now behind the net, Tommy Cronin can't control, and Prior Lake does get it with Max Revac, and he plays it on out to center ice. It'll run back into the Cadets end, and they will pick it up. Their first season under Mike Randolph. And they are looking good. They won their first 7 games to start this season, but lost their last one to Cretin by a score of 4-2. It was the first time in 9 games that Cretin-Durham Hall had managed to defeat St. Thomas Academy, and they played each other in the first game of the season. It was a wild one. I happened to see that game. Now a centering pass comes through to the far side boards, and now a big hit thrown behind the net, and players flying everywhere. Now behind the goal, St. Thomas Academy, Howard trying to play it in front, and that is going to be banked to center ice. Pass in the center circle, and here comes Kickoffel. Lucas Kickoffel looking to center it, and it's right on goal, sticked away, and cleared behind past Jimmy Zavril. Now behind the net, Kickoffel feeds it to the right point, and here's a shot that winds up deflecting off the top of the goal. My goodness, as the puck came to Brody Dietz, and it just sort of died there after it came off the goaltender's equipment and landed 3 or 4 inches behind the crossbar on the top of the mesh and bounded over. Now Prior Lake with a chance, and a centering pass comes up the slot, and it's picked up there. Carried by Max Camden over the line to Cronin through a screen. Shoots, and a glove catch made by Ben Mickett, and let's talk about him now. The goaltender for Prior Lake. He has gone all the way for this team. 23 goals and 190 shots. Goals against is 3.29. Save percentage is 87.9%. No shutouts. And face-off coming up to his right. And here's a shot right on to Mickett again. And a face-off coming up as Tommy Cronin made his bid. 21 points already for Cronin. This season, 14 goals and 7 assists in the 8 games. What a talent he is. We've seen him in games already on Youth Hockey Hub this season where he's made the difficult look almost absurdly easy. Now behind the net, Magosi sets it up, but the Lakers will claim the puck along the wall. He picked up there, and trying to come through there was Matthew Pavic, number 19. Here's a shot that's loose, and now St. Thomas Academy trying to clear the zone and having trouble. They do get the puck to center ice, and finally it is picked up and played on in by Ben Fanenstein. Prior Lake getting a change, long pass out to center ice, and Prior Lake in control. Emerson feeding it across to the right. Fanenstein shoots it in and heads for the bench as they get a change. Now behind the net, Prior Lake's Max Anderson. He had his stick tied up by Cronin, but now plays it behind the goal, and after it is Revac for Prior Lake, and now the puck will run through to the left corner, and it's going to be picked up and cleared past the defender on that side, C.J. Sheffield, the length of the ice. And no icing called there as it's behind the goal. And loose now to the near side boards. Lakers try to spring the forward Max Anderson through. Now loose again at neutral ice. And it's picked up there by Jake Faith, fed over to the far side, and now shot into the Prior Lake zone, but it went out of play along the way and rebounded back into the playing surface. We'll get a face-off at neutral ice with 12 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the first period of play. Lots of games going on. We've already had 2 of them here. Eden Prairie in our first game today our second game today, defeating Lakeville North 7-5. And in our first game, Rogers and Chaska skated to a 3-all tie, and that was a fun one to watch. Puck in the Prior Lake zone from the faceoff. 5 minutes gone in the first period, and here it comes to center. Over the line. And played down deep by Max Anderson. Now it comes to the left point, and Emerson had to throw it in front, nothing doing there. And now here's a chance and a breakaway for St. Thomas Academy, but in too deep to shoot. A centering pass as Max Camden went in for the puck, and he had a hard time controlling it. Now Prior Lake back, and the puck is tipped ahead by Revac. And he heads for the bench as Prior Lake gets a change. Here comes St. Thomas Academy. This is Patch Cronin over the line, feeding it to the top of the left circle for Kickoffel. And now it'll run behind the net. Prior Lake after it. That's Rice, and he comes out the near side. Here's Joe Rice. Over the line, and he plays it past the defender, Brody Dietz. We have a penalty coming. The official behind the play is making the call. And we have an interference penalty coming. And it is going to go against St. Thomas Academy. Time of the penalty is 5 minutes and 51 seconds. And the penalty is against Brody Dietz. So a power play here for Prior Lake. Prior Lake on the power play is 4 for 22 in the early going. That works out to 18%. St. Thomas Academy has killed 20 out of 23, and they will have to backtrack for it. Well, the Lakers behind their goal. Emerson there comes out the near side. Pass into the middle, and it's tipped on into the zone by Levi Eiter for Prior Lake. He goes behind the goal, holds off a defender with one arm. A centering pass comes up the slot, and they have to chase it back down as Emerson was unable to control it. 1:10 to go on the power play, 10-19 in the first period. No score, and here comes Prior Lake. Pavic over the line. And he feeds it to the right point. Now into the middle, Sheffield takes a shot, and that goes wide. Now it's going to be played all the way back into the Prior Lake zone. And a pass to the near side for Pavic. And boy, has he got a number on his back. He's got 19, the number that Alex Bump wore last year for Prior Lake. And what a season he had, of course. Now up to the high slot, Sheffield. A shot and a save made by Magosi through traffic to the near side, and is picked up by the Cadets, but they can't clear the zone. Now controlled by Pavic, and he takes a hit in against the wall. It's dug out by Prior Lake. They feed to the high slot. It's Sheffield across to the far side, and now back to the near, and here's Pavic shooting, and he might have caught a piece of the goalpost there. Here's Fanenstein along the boards, feeding it down. Graham Erickson, and he is rubbed in against the wall by Tommy Kurtz. Comes to the circle, bouncing puck, and it's going to be cleared out to center ice, and Prior Lake will clear the zone as the penalty expires. So St. Thomas Academy kills off the first penalty, and a pass to neutral ice. They'll play it ahead, and it's Dosen shooting it on in and going back for it now. Behind the goal is Emerson, who was out there for most of the power play as well. Now it comes out to center ice, and now played back in the zone for Patch Cronin, number 13. Playing it in, that's going to be icing on St. Thomas Academy as he did it from his own side of center ice. 8:46 to go in the first period. Shots are even at 2, and there is no score here on the Youth Hockey Hub as we play game 3 of 4. We've got 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow, and 4 games on Thursday. If you are in the hockey mood, we urge you to tune in. And of course, it's all free thanks to the Tradition Companies, our sponsor for this event. And it comes out to center ice and brought in by St. Thomas Academy. Tommy Cronin overskated and now comes out to center. Now Patch Cronin on the turn. Over the line, will rink wide one into the zone. Going back for it is Emerson behind the net for Prior Lake. He gets stood up there, and Howard for St. Thomas Academy regains control, strong on his skates. Howard into the slot, takes the shot, and it's deflected over the glass and out of play. We'll get a face-off in the Prior Lake zone to the right of the goal. 8:16 remaining now in the opening period. Other games today, Wayzata defeated Blake 4-1 in the Maple Grove holiday event. Minneapolis losing 5-2 to Holy Angels in the Holiday Classic at the National Sports Center. Duluth Marshall with a win today over Bagley Foston by 5-1. That's in the Mars Lakeview Arena tournament, which is the McGann Classic. A long-time Proctor hockey coach. The puck comes out to center, and now played back in rink wide into the Prior Lake zone, and the Lakers will carry it to center ice. Down the wing they come. Going after it there was Rice. Now Rice in the corner has it there. He takes a hit in against the boards heavily. That is going to be a problem for St. Thomas Academy. The question is, will it be something? That was a check from behind, and that's what the referees are talking about now, is what were they going to call. And it is a cross-checking penalty, and Mikan is going for St. Thomas Academy. Time of the penalty is going to be 9:15. Second power play for Prior Lake. And it's going to be played out to center ice.
Academy's number 8, Mikan, 2 minutes for cross-checking. That's Mikan, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 9:15 of the first period.
And it's Prior Lake carrying it in as the penalty is announced. Cross-checking penalty. And lucky that it wasn't called checking from behind, as we saw that in the last game. It was a 5 and 10 sequence. As Fanenstein had to throw it in front. Rice behind the goal. Check that. It's Boyce. Fanenstein now to the right point. Emerson shot. That's blocked. And here comes Tommy Cronin back. 1:15 to go in the penalty as Cronin is forced behind the net. He centers it, and it comes off the defenseman right to the left of the goal. And Mika didn't want to get a stoppage there, so he yelled at his defense, come back and get this thing. And now it's played in over the line. Goaltender out, and it's cleared into the bench. And we'll get a face-off as Magosi got under that one. And we'll get a face-off in the Cadets' end. 57 seconds in the power play. 6:42 left in a scoreless first period. Face-off comes to the right point. Prior Lake in control. Sheffield feeding to the near circle. Pavic centers it, and it gets by everybody, and it comes out. And here's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Kickoffel over the line for St. Thomas Academy. Saucers one across, and then it was kicked wide by Jordan Tasheny. And now cleared to the near corner, controlled by Prior Lake there. And it's Stefani with it, and he comes down the near wing, lays it ahead for Pavic, and over the line they come. Pavic puts on the brakes at the left point. 24 of power play left, and he now has a lane. Comes in, takes a shot right on, and see Magosi rebound, and they whack away at it, and it's going to be cleared all the way down the ice. Good chance in front of the net on the rebound for Graham Erickson. And he could not find a way through. St. Thomas Academy about to kill off its second straight. Short-handed, and here comes Pavic through center ice. Laying it over the line as the penalty expires. Puck comes around to the near side, and here's Erickson in the corner. Now played back down along the wall. It's Pavic with it. 3 goals and an assist so far for him as Tommy Cronin rings the net to the far side and plays it ahead. Here come the Cadets. Tommy Cronin with a full head of steam. He goes down. Penalty coming on Prior Lake. And a trip will be called, and it'll be a power play for St. Thomas Academy, their first of the game. Time of the penalty is 11 minutes and 35 seconds of the first period. And will go against Prior Lake's Will Emerson. Power play for St. Thomas Academy, 5 for 23 coming in. It's 21%. And Prior Lake has killed 21 out of 25 for a total percentage of 84%. Now here comes St. Thomas Academy, the delayed entry there. Now they play it ahead, and Howard will shoot it in on the right side. Tommy Cronin going after it in the corner, goes behind the net with 5 minutes to go in the period. Played off to the left point. Now over to the near side. Patch Cronin into the slot. Howard shooting, blocked, and it's cleared. The rebound by Joe Rice. And then they head to the benches. Prior Lake will change penalty killers. And St. Thomas Academy will set up its power play rush, but again, getting up there to disrupt is Graham Erickson. Oh, a drop pass. And here's Tommy Cronin. At center, over the line. Cronin going in. Backhanded shot. Ooh, and he put it wide of the goal. Nice individual effort there by Cronin. And we know he can do that, certainly. Now he comes off the wall. Cronin does. He goes behind the net. Looks to center it from in deep, and it's just pushed wide as Mickett had the left post held there. Puck in the corner. Under 50 seconds remaining in the power play advantage. And here comes Prior Lake. One-on-one with the trailer over the line. Eider throws it across, a shot, and it's wide of the goal as Graham Erickson still has it in the left corner. His teammates are changing, but Erickson holding possession behind the net now dumps it out towards the left point. And St. Thomas Academy will get possession. A great shorthanded chance, and that is 6 skaters against St. Thomas Academy, and nobody saw it. Came off the bench and played the puck, and they had too many for a couple of seconds there. And here is Faith shooting it around with 9 seconds to go in the power play. Now over to the right side. Here's Faith. Lines up, takes a shot, didn't miss by much. Comes to the left point. Penalty is over as St. Thomas Academy comes dry in its first power play. Centering pass, and then careering through there for Prior Lake is Levi Eider, and it goes behind the net. Now up the boards on the far side and played to center. Back deep into the St. Thomas Academy zone will be icing on Prior Lake, and 3:05 to go in the first period, and they missed a pretty easy too many men on the ice there for St. Thomas Academy. Face-off coming up to the right of the Prior Lake goal. And now cleared, but to the circle. Now comes in front of the net, and they're going to battle for it there. Right point played around by Sean Burns to the corner boards. And now cruising through there to claim it is Zavril. He's forced out to center, and he loops it back in. Here's Emerson behind the goal with 2:45 to go. Sidestepping a check there. Emerson, nice work under pressure. Puck comes to the right corner boards. And now behind the net, controlled there by Sean Burns by CJ Sheffield for Prior Lake. But the Cadets doing a nice job holding the puck in deep. Finally, Prior Lake will break out down the near wing, and they'll rink wide the puck in, and it's Kearns doing that. Now, St. Thomas Academy clears around on the near side, controlled there by Tommy Cubas, number 7, playing it ahead and out to neutral ice. Turned back by Fannenstein, and now shot on into the zone, and Prior Lake will chase after it. 2:07 to go. Fannenstein, rink-wide pass to the near side for Pavic, and he shoots it on in, and they're going to call icing on it, I think. Yes, as we'll go all the way back for a face-off with 1:59 left in the first period of play. No score. Shots are 5-2 for Prior Lake. Tommy Cronin will take the face-off for St. Thomas Academy. Comes to the near boards, and Prior Lake will break out to center ice. Pavic coming in there along with Erickson. Pavic shoots, and he put it just wide. Comes out to center. Pearson, and we get a whistle. We're going to get a stoppage with 1:47 to go in the period. We'll get a face-off at neutral ice. Don't forget, next Friday night, it'll be Friday Night Ice getting back on for the second time. We're coming to you from the Heritage Center in Duluth. It'll be Duluth East taking on Grand Rapids. Now comes up the boards on the near side to the point, held in there, and a shot save made by Mickett on Max Camden, and we'll get a face-off in the Prior Lake zone. Second of 4 Friday Night Ice games this season. We'll be joined by Mike Greenlay, who actually knows something about hockey, and it's always fun to talk with people that are like that. So, gonna face off to the left of the Prior Lake goal, and it's lugged around behind the net. And now they'll break out. Here's Rice down the wing, and he'll shoot it on in, and a save made there by Magosi off to the near boards. And now relayed rink wide by Marcus Levine. And they clear the zone. Tommy Cronin across to the far side, and here's Faith. Dropping it back into his zone to Tommy Kurtz. Last minute of play in the period. Aggressive forecheck here, and they go back behind the net. 53 seconds to go as Rice closes in. Here's Tommy Cronin swinging around a man at center ice, and he'll bring it in over the line. Here's Cronin. He shoots. Oh, and a glove save, and a snazzy one by Mickett there. He just stuck his glove up and said, I don't think so. And he makes the save. Face-off coming up with 44 seconds left in the first period. If a save could be made disdainfully, I think that might be it. Kickoff will draw for St. Thomas Academy to the left of the goal. And here's a shot and another one, just like the last one, as Camden took a shot and Mickett snared it out of the air. Play behind the net, and Prior Lake will feed it up the wall with 35 seconds to go. Out the center it comes, and that is Dietz feeding it ahead. And now Kickoffel drops it back. Here's working to the slot. Dietz had it run off his blade, and now he is forced to retreat to the left point. Plays it down with 20 seconds to go in the period. Behind the net, Prior Lake will gain possession and try to clear up the wall. It's going to be held in by Patch Cronin and fed down to the near side corner again. Finally, the Lakers will play it out to center. Cronin with 7 seconds to go in the period. Plays it back to the right side, and Camden is decleated there as the period comes to an end, and then he has a little swipe for Prior Lake's Graham Erickson as the teams head to the bench. And we have played the first period. Prior Lake with 6 shots in the first period, and St. Thomas Academy with 5. 3 penalties called, 2 of them to St. Thomas Academy, but fairly close to the vest here in the first period. No score after 1 in Game 3 of the Heritage Invitational here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try and run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try and run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and develop pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and develop pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot, generally the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and develop pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Back at Dakota Arena as we get ready for the second period. Prior Lake and St. Thomas Academy scoreless. Jeff Pappas with you as we play the first day of this three-day event. Justin, some good moves there. As we get ready to go and the puck down, we're underway here in the second period. And here comes Prior Lake breaking in 2-on-1 quickly, and a little floating shot winds up deflecting into the glove of Tyler Magosi. Justin Maas, the best dancing photographer in hockey. I tell you, in a position to know because I've seen many of them, and none of them kind of quite got the moves. So, to center ice, and Prior Lake plays it down. A backhander there by Rice, and it winds up getting sent back into the right corner of the Prior Lake zone. Parker Boyce playing it ahead. Rice chasing after it, but Tommy Cronin's got a 50-foot head start on him, and he claims possession. And now Rice giving him the business on the sidewall there. Now it's going to be played ahead and into the zone with players trapped. Now out to center. Here comes St. Thomas Academy. Teams attacking towards their benches in the second period. It comes right onto the goaltender, Mickett, and we'll get a face-off in the Prior Lake zone. With 48 seconds gone in the second period, shots are now even at 6-6. It was 6-5 in the first period for Prior Lake. Face-off coming up to the left of the goal. And controlled there in the left corner, bank around behind the net for A.J. Pearson. Played ahead, and Prior Lake, a long pass, and it's going to come right on to goal. Magosi has to get a glove on it before Havoc can get there. Havoc 3 goals, 1 assist, and he also leads Prior Lake in penalty minutes with 21 for the first 7 games. Face-off coming to the left of Magosi's goal. Graham Erickson on, who's already made his physical presence felt here on numerous occasions. Loosen the circle from the face-off, and a bouncing puck in front of the net. They try to sneak through with it, and it winds up running out to center ice. Prior Lake will shoot it back on into the zone. Now played to center. Here's Kickoffel feeding it over to the left side. Now Max Candon back for Kickoffel in the corner, and he plays it around behind the net. After it, there's Savino along the boards and played around behind. Pearson tips it to the near wall, and Prior Lake will clear. It'll come out to center ice, and over the line they come, and it's Pavic with it. Comes to center. Here's Kickoffel over the line with a trailer. Kickoffel shoots, and a glove save by Mickett. And they may be coming to the conclusion that shooting his glove side is not a good way to score. And we'll see how that observation carries on as the game continues. 15-11 to go in the second period. Now behind the net, Cubas for St. Thomas Academy is shouldered to the deck, and here's Emerson banking one ahead, and St. Thomas Academy is going to hold the zone, fed to the near side. Zavarel shooting, and it winds up going off the traffic and wide. And the Cadets work the puck around, 5-on-5 in the zone. Here's a shot and a save made by Mickett off to the near boards. Coming in is Kurtz. He tried to angle one in front. It wound up sticked away by the goaltender. To the right point it comes. Now St. Thomas Academy moving it around again. Kurtz, that shot goes wide. Now to the right boards and a drop pass high in the slot. And that was Cubas trying to make something happen there. Now loose to the left edge. And it winds up going to the left corner, and Prior Lakes Fanenstein clears, but not out. And it's a good shift for St. Thomas Academy here. Played around behind the goal and after it for the Cadets. Then Emerson gets there first, and he shoots at the length of the ice. There'll be an icing call against Prior Lake with 14:10 to go in the second period. And St. Thomas Academy, 3 more shots on that flurry. Then I have 9 for the game. And we'll take a face-off to the right of Ben Mickett. Prior Lake will break out from the face-off, and chasing after it is Parker Boyce, but it's going to be icing as it's a little bit too far for everyone, as Brody Dietz was the closest to it for the Cadets, and we'll go all the way back. Puck dropped and now played behind the net. Lakers trying to dig it out there, but good hard work done. And this is Dosen feeding it to the right point. And it came out and brought back in offside. So we'll get a face-off at neutral ice. 3:10 to go. 3:10 gone, I should say, in the second period. Teams have played, as I mentioned, fairly close to the vest here through the first period and 4 minutes or so. We'll see if the second period and the long change loosens anybody up as it's played back into the Prior Lake zone. Fanenstein backhands one out to center ice, and it's Boyce tipping it on ahead. Now played into the St. Thomas Academy zone, reaching for it there at center ice is Eider, and he plays it back in for Prior Lake. Behind the net, comes to the near side boards. Howard trying to knock one ahead, and it's going to be cleared back into the Prior Lake zone. There's a little race for it there. Tommy Cronin picks it up, leaves a drop. Howard shoots right on a rebound. It's steered underneath the goaltender, and Mickett has it between his pads for a stoppage. We'll get a face-off now in the Prior Lake zone, and Mickett has been called upon to make a couple of saves there, but having Cronin zeroing in on you can be disquieting for almost any prep goaltender. Now here is a shot from the left point by Savino, and it's knocked off to the wall. Prior Lake controlling the carom eventually, and they start down the near wing, and it's Stefani playing it on into the zone. Check that's, it was Stefani, 27. Now out to center and over the line and played towards the wall. Jordan Tashany takes a bump from his knees, plays it in front, and the Lakers control, and they come back down the far wing. It's Sheffield shooting it on in, and his teammates will chase. Puck behind the net, cleared up the wall, and St. Thomas Academy will play at the center ice. Kickoff, trap from behind there by Pavic, and the puck picked up on the left wall and played ahead by Erickson into the Cadets' end. Pashney goes back for it. He takes a rough ride. We're going to get a whistle, and we're going to get a penalty on Prior Lake behind the play. Maybe more than one. Let's see here. We have a slashing penalty indicated. Oh, it's going to go against St. Thomas Academy as Savino will go. I beg your pardon for the error on the penalty call there. It was a slash. And it comes at 4 minutes and 28 seconds of period number 2 with power play number 3 for Prior Lake. A chance to break onto the scoreboard. And here comes St. Thomas Academy right from the faceoff, slashing the penalty, and it's going to be picked up by Joe Rice. His pass is going to be played back by Patch Cronin all the way down the ice for St. Thomas Academy. And the Lakers go back behind their goal. 12-12 remaining in the second period, and over the line they come with a full head of steam. It's Rice up the slot, off a defender, and it's going to be controlled there on the near side and played down by Will Emerson behind the net. And that is Boyce being taken in against the boards, banked off the wall. Here's Rice at the left point, flattens, fires, and is wide with the goaltender's left. And Prior Lake working it around. Now here's Emerson back to Rice, feeds the near circle. Here's a shot right on by Ben Fannenstein, and a face-off coming as Magosi, moving well, had it in his sights all the way. 1:13 to go in the power play. And Lakers getting their first shot on goal of the second period there. And now Cronin, Patch Cronin, clearing it around on the wall, and he doesn't get it out. Now on the second try they do, and it comes all the way down the ice. And here's Emerson starting up. And over the line they come, and they're going to be whistled down for offside as Levi Eider was in too quickly. 9 points for Eider, second on the team in scoring, but he has only one goal. Parker Boyce leads them with 8. Not the perimeter, but he has no assists. So some oddities on the score sheet, I guess you could say, as we'll get a face-off outside the blue line. Erickson and Zavrol will draw, and it comes to the near side, picked up by Prior Lake's Fannenstein. And they'll set up. 50 seconds still of power play. Here's Fannenstein down the right. We'll try to bring it over the line, and it's knocked off his stick. Finally played in deep. And Faith comes around on the far side, plays it to center, and that is going to be all the way down the ice. Howard heads to the bench, the up front man, as St. Thomas Academy changes penalty killers. 30 seconds to go in the shorthanded for them as it's shot on in rink wide into the St. Thomas Academy zone and returned all the way back. Going after it for Prior Lake is Emerson. 18 seconds in the penalty. Played right back into the Prior Lake zone. They haven't had much going on this power play. As here is Emerson starting up, 8 seconds left. Penalized player Savino standing up in the penalty box, and now played into the St. Thomas Academy zone. And here's a race for the puck. Fannenstein there as St. Thomas Academy comes back to full strength. They've killed off all 3 Prior Lake power plays so far. But the Lakers trying to dig the puck out of the near corner. And finally, the Cadets play one out to center ice. Pass ahead from Camden on the right, and it's offside to kickoff. We'll get a face-off at neutral ice with 10-12 left in the second period. Other scores from today's action. Roseville over Breck by a score of 5-1. Roseville has a fun team to watch this year, and they got a win today. Marshall over Breckenridge at the silver division of the Herb Brooks Classic. Mankato West over Anoka 5-0. And Detroit Lakes defeating Fort Francis by a score of 4-1. Here's a shot and a save made as the puck came in. Prior Lakes Max Revac with the shot. 7 minutes gone in the second period. Still looking for our first goal. And it comes out to center ice. Prior Lakes Sheffield plays it back into the zone. And now all kinds of trouble caused by the forecheck. But finally the Cadets will carry it out. Pass to the near side. And this is Howard snapping across to the right. A shot and a save. And boy, they had it set up nicely there for Will Dosen. And the save made by Mickett. Now the puck to Tommy Cronin behind the goal. Centers it up the slot and over the top by Dosen. Tommy Cronin again and it's knocked off his blade. Revac has it in the right corner, and he will lift one out to center ice and make St. Thomas Academy clear the zone. Here's Howard. Now to Kurtz, and it winds up back in the Cadets zone, and it'll be Jake Faith going back behind the goal as Prior Lake gets a change. 9:11 to go in the period, and it's played all the way around in the Prior Lake zone. After it, along the wall there is Marcus Levine. Now cleared around on the near side. Boyce comes to the boards. Now to the left point, Patch Cronin shooting, and a save made by Mickett. Goes behind the net. Kickoff will centers. Comes right up the slot. Here's a drive and a save made as Tommy Cubas came cruising up the slot. Now Patch Cronin feeding it across to the right point. Now over to the near side. Cubas top of the right circle as the goalie looks at it. And now played around behind the net. There's a hit thrown, and Rice comes in for Prior Lake, but they can't clear the zone. Comes to the far side. This is Dietz with it. Now a diagonal pass. Dietz again takes the shot. Save made. Bouncing puck. Rebound is controlled by St. Thomas Academy. Dietz again. Rink-wide pass to the far side, and here's a shot right on. And a save made there as the puck came to Kurtz. Now they still keep the zone. Here's Patch Cronin playing it around behind the net. Dominant shift here for St. Thomas Academy as the puck comes to the near boards and finally played on out. And a couple of swats there for Parker Boyce as he comes back on a line change. 8 minutes to go. Now a steal here. Prior Lake has it in the offensive zone, and that's Stefani going after it. Now behind the net, it's controlled on the wall by Erickson. Drops it to the point. Here's a shot rising, and it winds up deflecting out of play. The shot taken by C.J. Sheffield. 7:42 to go in the second period. Still looking for our first goal. Eden Prairie over Lakeville North. That was 7-5, of course, the second game here. Holy Family over Totino Grace, 6-0 out of the Maple Grove tournament. Now it's in the St. Thomas Academy zone, a rink-wide pass to center, and it's relayed on in, and it's going to go behind for an icing. So we'll go all the way back with 7.5 minutes to go in the period. Morris Benson 10-0 over Redwood Valley in the NBA Storm Classic, and that game's still going on. Champlin Park over St. Louis Park by 4-1. And Osseo leading Superior 3-2 in the McGann tournament up in Proctor and Mars Lakeview Arena. Now, puck play to the left point is going to be held down there by Pearson for Prior Lake. Now, Pavic with it in the far corner, trying to find some space. Now, Pearson, he lost it, and here's a rush for St. Thomas Academy. Tasheny closing. He got past one, closes, center shot, save, rebound, still loose in front, and Mickett made the save. Now comes Prior Lake back down the wing. Pavic had it knocked off his stick, and it's brought in offside, so we'll get a face-off with 6:52 to go, but Ben Mickett has looked pretty sharp here for Prior Lake. He has allowed nothing on 16 shots. And the Cadets have had Prior Lake bottled up for long stretches here in this game, but have been unable to take the lead. Under 7 minutes to go in the second period. Pass up the middle for Tommy Cronin, taken away by Max Anderson, who falls in the center circle. And now here comes St. Thomas Academy back, looking to center. Kurtz, and a drop pass comes all the way back out to center ice, where it's picked up by Jake Faith. In the center circle, Cronin to the near side. Howard over the line, and Dosen cuts for the net. Now Howard on the right side drops it to the left point, and Tommy Cronin in the right circle trying to weave his way in. He shoots, and he put it right on the logo, and Mickett made the save there. And we're going to get a face-off in the Prior Lake zone with 6:19 left in the period. St. Thomas Academy with 12 shots in the second period, only 2 for the home team. Cubas comes in early, and that costs them their centerman for the Cadets. Now to the near boards. Played around behind the goal, and after it there is Will Emerson. Fed to the far side, and the Lakers' Eider plays it out, and here's a race for it in the St. Thomas Academy zone. Nice play there by Dietz. And now down the near wing they come. Mikan closing. Mikan shooting. Save made by Mickett, and we'll get a face-off in the Prior Lake end. Kills a few more seconds, down to 5:55 left. Puck down. And it's played to center, and it goes between Dietz's skates. And now he is having trouble with the forecheck, but lays it ahead. And it's going to be controlled there by Prior Lake Sheffield in the right corner. Now drop back deep into the right corner. And a pass to Patch Cronin at the left point. He takes a shot, and that wound up, I swear, it hit Sheffield in the head. And it was deflected in front, and it made a ping that's not like the kind you hear when a goalie's mask is hit. Here's Patch Cronin in the circle. He tries to take a shot. That's blocked by Boyce. And Prior Lake comes back. Down the wing, A.J. Pearson shoots, and a save made by Magosi from outside the blue line. And it's Dietz behind the net, feeding it over with 5:08 to go. Pass to the near side, and now over the line comes St. Thomas Academy. Candon shooting, and a save made by Mickett. Winds up behind the goal. And Stefani will lay it ahead to the point, and it's going to come in front. Finally stolen away, and here comes Prior Lake back to center ice. And it's Pavic over the line. Sweeps it to the left. Stefani going in on goal. He shoots, and a save made by Magosi. Best chance for Prior Lake in the second period as Brody Stefani broke in. Now the Lakers continue to control. Here's Graham Erickson. And it's fed behind the net. Stefani goes after it, leaves it in front. A chance they score! And Prior Lake has the lead. It's Graham Erickson. Second goal of the season, and Prior Lake breaks on the board despite being badly outshot. They take the lead 1-0. Erickson's from Stefani, and that's the way it's going to read. 12:29 is the time of the goal here in the second period, and Prior Lake has a 1-goal lead. On their 11th shot, they score their first goal.
Prior Lake goals for number 22, Will Emerson. Assist number 27, Brody Stefani. That's Emerson from Stefani. 10 the goal, 12:29 of the second period.
And we'll get a face-off in the Prior Lake zone with 4:19 to go in the second period. Erickson from Stefani. And Tommy Cronin on the face-off for St. Thomas Academy. Now played to the far boards, and going in there is Joe Rice, taken in against the wall. Tommy Cronin goes around behind the net, and it's going to run towards the near side. And the Lakers tip it out to center, and here's Rice over the line. Rice fanned on the shot, gets it back, then tried to throw it in front. There was nobody there. And Dosen now comes back to the goaltender, and we're going to get a stoppage as Magosi comes out and puts a glove on it with 3:53 to go in the second period. 1-0 Prior Lake. Face-off coming up in the Cadets' end. From the draw, it comes to the left point and played down there by Sheffield. Behind the net, they try to center it, and Anderson couldn't control it. Now it's going to run to center ice. Played off the wall. Anderson chases after it. Prior Lake will carry in, and staggered there is Kearns as he tried to come in. Now here comes Cubas for St. Thomas Academy, number 7. He goes down heavily behind the net. And now Cubas after it in the corner. 3:26 to go in the period. It's in the referee's skates on the far side. And he gets out of there toot sweet. And here's Max Anderson trying to get out. He can't. And a poke check finally does knock the puck out to center ice. Patch Cronin for the Cadets tries to play it ahead on the left, and it winds up running into the Prior Lake end where Sheffield claims it. Now A little flip clear to center ice. Bouncing puck is on the wrong side of Dietz. Here's a race for it. Rice is going after it. And it goes behind the net. And St. Thomas Academy will come out on the near side and try to break out. They do get the puck to center ice. And here they come. Max Camden over the line. And that's broken up at the blue line. Played back in. And now here's a chance for Prior Lake down the wing. Little toe drag and a chance there for Erickson. And he couldn't put it on goal. Now to the near side. And here comes Tasheny. He's over the line, and it's broken up and played ahead. Here comes Prior Lake back. This is Stefani, and he winds up peeling away in the corner, and he gives the puck over to Graham Erickson. Now Prior Lake's scoring unit is back on, the one that has the only goal of this game so far. Here's a chance in front. Rebound is chipped over the top of the goal by Pavic, and boy, that was close. Now Erickson feeds the left point. Prior Lake putting on the heat. Here's a shot deflected behind the net. And it's going to be trapped against the right post and maybe the mesh. Now the referee blows the whistle, and we will get a face-off coming up in the St. Thomas Academy zone with 2 minutes and 4 seconds to play. In the second period. Face-off to the right of Tyler Magosi, and they draw one by Prior Lake. And a backhanded pass to Rice as he's bowled over along the wall. Now it comes out to center, and the Lakers will shoot it right back in. 1:53 to go in the period. And the puck comes out to center. Here's Tommy Cronin over the line. Cronin shoots, and he missed the net. Carry him out to the left point, and Prior Lake's able to clear it through Parker Boyce. Moves all the way back into the zone on the right side. Now Dosen trying to play it ahead, and does. And over the line comes Howard, and he is tied up by the defender on that side. Played ahead by Fanenstein, but not far enough. Cronin had a poke checked off his stick. And now the Cadets will set up. Here's a shot and a stick save by Mickett. And the rebound loose at the right edge, and then swatted through to the far side. And they'll set it up again. Tommy Cronin behind the goal. Just over a minute to go. Behind the net for Howard to the near side, and that's taken away and cleared into the netting and out of play. We'll get a face-off in the Prior Lake zone with 1:05 remaining in the second period. 1-0 Prior Lake, the goal for Graham Erickson, his second goal, with an assist going to Brody Stefani, his first point of the season, as Prior Lake trying to take a 1-goal lead to the break. Now from the draw, Kurtz plays it down behind the net.
1 minute remaining in the second period. 1 minute.
Last minute of play in the period, and it's shot all the way down the ice. Face off back in the Prior Lake zone to the right of the goal. Mikan is on for this draw for St. Thomas Academy against Erickson. And Erickson wins the draw. It comes to the corner. Corner boards, I should say. And now played around behind the net. Finally fished out towards the right point. And a shot changes direction in front and goes inches wide of the goal. And now trying to trap it against the post there is Mickett without success. Comes into the slot area, and with 34 seconds to go, the Lakers start a rush down the near wing. Trying to knock it ahead was Erickson, and back comes Prior Lake back. And Kurtz is taken in against the wall there, cleared around on the near side. Left point, Tommy Kurtz takes the shot, and it winds up in the corner on the far side. After it is Pavic there for Prior Lake trying to fish it out. Now here is Kurtz again closing, shooting, and that's deflected out of play by A.J. Pearson, and we'll get a face-off with just under 10 seconds to go in the second period. We've seen the breakthrough for Prior Lake, Graham Erickson. Doing the honors, and we'll have a face-off now to the right of the Prior Lake goal. From the face-off, it's in skates, and now it's backhanded out by Boyce to center, and that's going to do it for the second period. And our score after 2 periods is Prior Lake 1, St. Thomas Academy nothing. Prior Lake with 6 shots in the second period for a 2-period total of 12. And St. Thomas Academy 15, a 2-period total of 20. And it is 20-12 on the shot board through 2 periods. Tony Scott caught up with Dr. Michael Bear, and we'll have that interview for you as part of our second intermission here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
We're with Dr. Michael Bear here at Dakota Arena in Prior Lake. How you doing today, Michael?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, fantastic to have you here. You come from a big hockey family. Your dad played college hockey. You and your brothers all played hockey in Edina, and you went to St. Thomas Academy. You're back here in seeing both teams here play today. What's it feel like to have that moment where you're, kind of going back in time?
Yeah, it's awesome. Growing up, loved playing through the youth hockey program in Edina with my brothers, and then was lucky enough to play at St. Thomas Academy as well. And then since we graduated, loved coming back and watching the boys play and get back in with the community.
It's fun to see how good the players, not that they were bad when you and I were playing, not to say I'm the same age as you, but it's amazing how skilled they are today.
Yeah, it's wonderful. We lucked out with some great groups, youth groups, and age groups that we grew up playing with, certainly through the Edina program, and then also with St. Thomas. We lucked out and had some teams that did pretty well, and it's been fun to see those kids in that group of players go on and some of them keep playing.
I mean, the list that we talked about before you went on air, Ryan Thang and Anders Lee and Jordan Schrader. I mean, the list is a fantastic list of players. Do you have a great team like that at Summit Orthopedics as well?
We certainly do. And what I like about Summit and really what drew me to their program is that it's a team of specialists, people that all do things really well, but together they do the best because they have people who specialize in hand surgery and foot and ankle surgery, and what I do is hip and knee replacement surgery primarily. And so it's a great team. It's a great makeup.
So with the that age, your customer's probably a little bit older than the athletes that you're seeing here on the ice tonight.
Certainly, but with people trying to stay as active as they can, and people like my dad who are 60-something going on 35 and wanting to stay.
Weekend warriors, right?
Yes, trying to stay as active and keep skating in their Bauer 100s late into their 70s. We're definitely seeing more and more people at an earlier age getting hip and knee surgeries.
Well, that's good to hear. How could somebody find it with Summit Orthopedics? Where are they going to find you? Where do you clinic out of?
Yeah, so there's 11 locations throughout the Twin Cities. I'm primarily located at Egan Surgery Center, right at 494 by St. Thomas Academy. And I'm over in Plymouth Dean Clinic by Letterman's in the Plymouth Ice Arena there.
Hockey reference there.
Yeah,
I like
and then
that.
out at Maple Grove Hospital doing clinic and operating as well.
Hockey hotbeds, all of them. Well, thanks for joining us today, Michael.
Yeah, thank you so
Michael
much.
Bear from Summit Orthopedics.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots and Lots of Pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it's set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, But we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
But from the get-go, it was, hey, we're going to be a source of good in the community, and we got the Keystone program that we give away 10% of our profits.
It's such a core value is the philanthropic piece of this, and whether it's Hope Kids or ETS or Whispers of Hope, the Grief Club, basically it set out that this is something that it's a part of what you do, and everyone has a lot of buy-in and is very excited to do it.
With an injection, we're usually trying to minimize inflammation or block a nerve to prevent it from sending a signal somewhere that causes you pain. So we're not actually masking any of the symptoms or the problem, but we are trying to improve the inflammation or block the pain signal so that people can feel relief.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.
Back at Dakota Arena, ready for the third period, and it's a tight one here. Prior Lake leading St. Thomas Academy 1-0. After two periods, Cadets with 20 shots on goal, including 15 in the second period. Prior Lake with 12. They had 6 in the second period. Penalty boxes are empty as the third period begins. St. Thomas Academy has taken 3 minors for 6 minutes. Prior Lake 0 for 3 on the power play. And Prior Lake 1 minor for 2 minutes. And St. Thomas Academy unsuccessful in its only attempt. It's Ben Mickett, the man of the moment here for Prior Lake. Perfect on 20 shots as we get ready for the third here. One more game to come tonight. It's going to be Moorhead taking on Edina. The Spuds always tough, and they seem to play well in the holiday tournaments. They've been playing well last year here, and we are ready to go in the third period. Tommy Cronin on the face-off, and it's played into the Prior Lake zone. Comes to the left of the goal, and it's steered over there. And Fanenstein clears around on the right, and Prior Lake trying to play it ahead. It's going to be held along the boards, played down by Will Dosen behind the net. Now it's cut off behind the goal by Emerson for Prior Lake and played up the near wall and out to center ice. Here's Rice, 2-on-1, 3-on-1 over the line. Rice throws it across, comes onto the goaltender, and Rice chipped it over the top, and it's going to be a face-off coming up here in the St. Thomas Academy zone. Rice tried to play the pass over for Levi Eiter, and it wound up deflecting right back to him, and he took the shot himself, which he wasn't planning on doing. And it'll be Rice on the faceoff. And the puck down. Loose along the wall on the near side. And Rice trying to dig it out. Backhanded to center ice, and Prior Lake will gain possession there at the blue line. They'll bank it back into the zone. That will be icing. No, it won't. As they say, it could have been played by the upfront forward, so no icing called there. And here's Levi Eider coming around behind on the near side. Lost possession and cleared. Finally to Kickoffel on the far boards in St. Thomas Academy. A pass ahead, and that's going to be intercepted. Getting in the lane there is Sheffield, and he comes in deep, C.J. Sheffield, and he is taken in against the boards there by Sean Burns for St. Thomas Academy. Kickoffel. Now here it is played into the zone by Tashany, and it's going to come all the way back behind the net. Now Prior Lake feeding the far side, and it's going to be held in right on the line, but only momentarily. And here comes Prior Lake again down the far wing. That's a 3-on-1 in deep, a shot and a save made, and a good stop on Pavic by Magosi, and he went post to post on him and made the stop as a late developing 3-on-1 for Prior Lake winds up with a good scoring chance, but the score is still 1-0 thanks to Tyler Magosi. A face-off coming up to his right. Now it runs up the slot and out to center ice from the face-off, fed over, and Prior Lake's Erickson playing it in, and now here's a shot, save made by Magosi, rebound up the slot and overskating it was Stefani for Prior Lake. And now here's an outlet pass stolen away. Tommy Cronin going in, trying to shoot loose, and a save made as it came through finally to Mickett at the last moment. And here come the Lakers out to center ice. Here's Pavic over the line. Pavic peels off and then rings it around the boards. The hash mark as Revac goes after it, and we're going to have St. Thomas Academy picking the puck up and carrying to center. Tommy Cronin, a nice little move there to get past Max Anderson, plays it into Howard on the left. Howard going after it. He's taken in against the boards, and the puck comes free. Here comes Prior Lake back with some zip in their step, leading 1-0, and having had a couple of good chances here in the third period. Here's Dietz clearing around the net, and Dietz to center ice, over the line. Dietz to the circle, and he's finally forced behind as the puck comes around on the near side behind the goal it comes, and here's Emerson. Feeding up the half wall, held up in the high slot, and now a centering pass is off the defender in front, Fanenstein, and now cleared out to neutral ice. Here is Fanenstein feeding it over to the right. 14 minutes to play, first three gone in the third period. Brady Kearns down the wing, playing it ahead for Rice, and he can't get it to him. Back comes St. Thomas Academy and over the line. A drop pass, Cubas trying to find something there, and it winds up running out to center. Here comes Prior Lake. Down the near wing, Rice picks it up, tries a toe drag, and almost made it around the defender, Sean Burns. Now here's a chance from in tight, hitting the outside of the goal was Mikan, and we're going to get a face-off as Ben Mickett got a glove on it for a stoppage. 3 minutes, 28 seconds gone in the third period. Prior Lake holding on to that 1-0 lead. It's in skates from the face-off. Now played back behind the net, and that's Rice, and he is brought down, and the puck comes out to center ice. Controlled by St. Thomas Academy and shot in by Burns. Loose in the high slot, and now it's going to be fed over to the right. And it's played by A.J. Pearson, but not out. And it, actually, they're going to say, I think they're calling a hand pass here. They are indeed. This faceoff is going to come all the way back in the Cadets zone. 13:09 to go. Faceoff coming to the left of Magosi. And it's picked up by Howard, and here come the Cadets. Down the left wing, and it ran off his blade. Picked up at neutral ice, and it's going to be played in by Jake Faith at the right point, but not terribly far. Now it's going to come to the circle. Howard into the near circle, into the corner. Drops it back. Faith tries to go behind. Looking there for Cronin, a centering pass. And that's swatted away to the near corner. Finally over the glass and out of play. Another face-off coming up in the Prior Lake zone. 12:41 to go. And Joe Pankratz and his team taking this one shift at a time. Now from the face-off, played down behind the net. Going after it there was Zavril for St. Thomas Academy. And it's 2-on-2 behind the goal. Zavril then is finally bodied off by Fanenstein, who falls. Now the puck comes behind the net, and Emerson shielding the puck with his body there. Again from Zavril, who now feeds it to the circle, and a one-timer from the point, and a pad save on Faith. Now another shot loose in front. A scramble for it. They score, and St. Thomas Academy has evened the score on a goal mouth scramble at the 4-minute and 46-second mark, and celebrating for the Cadets is Jimmy Zavril, his second goal of the season. .446 of the third period, and we are back on level terms, 1-1. And Faith gets the assist for the shot from the point. Puck runs behind the Prior Lake goal, and St. Thomas Academy now in possession, having just tied the game. A trigger man, score! Howard in front of the goal, right between the dots, and Howard makes it 2-1 for the Cadets. That is his second goal of the season. And St. Thomas Academy has its first lead of the game. So that's 2 goals in 20 seconds for the Cadets. Zach Howard, his 10th point and his second goal. Now Prior Lake forced to play from behind as St. Thomas Academy offside on the rush after the faceoff. Zavril at 4:46, Howard at 5:06. Both the Cronins getting assists. Tommy the first, Patch the second at 5 minutes and 6 seconds of the period. And St. Thomas Academy has its first lead of the game. Comes to the near side, and Prior Lake's Eider going after it. Played back into the Cadets' end. Dietz behind the goal. Now plays it up the boards and out to center, and it's a steal. Here comes St. Thomas Academy again. A pass across, and it was tipped before it could get to Kickoffel. The near side. Here's a shot and a save made by Mickett. Runs to the right point. Now a centering pass is played out of the air by Brody Dietz, and it's picked up by Prior Lake, and back they come. Eider over the line, and his shot goes wide of the Cadets' goal. Now it's left there, and finally played behind the net by the goaltender Tyler Magosi. 10:46 to go in the third period. Long pass up the middle, and here's Howard closing in on a breakaway, and he shoots. He scores! Howard! What a classic goal for a Mike Randolph coach team as Howard, the flyer, takes the puck, goes in on the breakaway, and scores, and it's 3-1. .6:23 is the time of the goal, and the Cadets are flying here with 3 goals in the first 6.5 minutes of the third period. And we're going to have a goalie assist here as Magosi will get one. Now it's on to Ben Mickett, who has had some rough justice administered here in the third period after playing quite well for the first two. He has allowed 3 goals on 7 shots so far here in the third period. And Prior Lake squarely behind the 8 ball. A 3-1 game, and there's a glove catch from the left point. A shot by Savino, and we'll get a face-off to his right. 10:20 left. Now played to the right boards and behind the goal where it's controlled by Pearson for Prior Lake. And the Lakers will get to work. Played in, and Graham Erickson gets a rough ride there in front of the St. Thomas Academy bench. Now played towards the left point and down behind the net. Going after it there is Pavic, and he won't get there. It comes to the right point, played back by Pearson behind the net. Pavic has it there. He's got players, or a player in the slot. The rest are changing. Now Pavic along the wall, had the puck knocked away from him, comes to the right point, and it's going to be held in there by Pearson. And he is knocked off the puck. Fed down, Pavic has it, centers it, and it was in deep, nearly connecting there, but here's a steal and 3 in the zone already for Prior Lake. Here's Max Anderson shooting, and that goes out of play. We'll get a face-off with 9:33 to go. Shots 28-13 for St. Thomas Academy. Zavril with the tying goal, and Zach Howard with 2 goals. Here in the third period, played around behind the net by Jake Faith. And the Cadets pick it up, and they play it out to center ice. Tommy Cronin over the line, and that's picked up by Fannenstein along the far boards. And the Cadets will win a loose puck battle. Tommy Cronin, then he lost out to Max Anderson. And Prior Lake trying to feed to that is a hit right on, and a save made there as Prior Lake's Max Revac went down behind the play with a pretty stiff shot. Prior Lake fans hoping for a call, and they did not get one. Face-off coming up to the left of the Cadets' goal with 9:07 left. From the draw, it runs up, and here's Howard playing it ahead. Howard over the line, goes to the corner, and then he meets up in the corner with A.J. Pearson. Cleared behind the net, and Pearson to the far side. Here's Boyce. Clears it ahead, and Tommy Cronin picks that off. Comes back in, trying to get around. A.J. Pearson does. He centers it. It's loose in front. Here's Howard shooting, and that winds up off the dasher boards behind the net. Now Parker Boyce playing it around behind with 8.5 minutes to go. We're halfway through the third period. Play in the right corner of the Prior Lake zone, and this is Rice going after it, and he has spun off the puck, cleared around to the near side boards. Now a centering pass, and Tommy Cronin unable to latch on. Now a second attempt comes in front. Here's Cronin again from the circle, and he shoots it over the top. Now to the near side, Howard, who's had obviously a great third period, lost possession and is picked up by Eider, and he shoots it on in for Prior Lake. It's deflected, so there is no icing with 7:50 to go. And the Cadets will ring their net, and the pass out to center ice is picked up and played back in by Matthew Pavic. And it's behind the goal now. Here's a rink-wide pass to the near side. And Cubas will carry into the zone for St. Thomas Academy. A little spinorama, nothing doing there. And now it comes to center ice. As Cubas is shouldered off, the puck comes back into the zone, and Savino has it. And his pass will go all the way down the ice for icing, as Cubas could not latch onto it with 7:24 left. Well, what's going to happen, it needs to be soon here for Prior Lake, as they took a 1-0 lead late in the second period, only to see the Cadets erase it with some aplomb. Now here's a shot and a save made by Magosi. Puck comes back out to center ice. And now Cronin breaking in. Tommy Cronin on the right. He's pursued by a couple of Prior Lake players, and now a pass is stolen away, and here comes Prior Lake back. Graham Erickson Starting down the near wing, he goes down, carrying on Pavic. He comes up the slot. Erickson had it run off his blade at the moment of truth and now cleared towards the right point. And here is Fanenstein flattening, shooting off the traffic. Howard, one touch pass to Dosen, and here comes St. Thomas Academy. He lofts it in and heads for the bench as they change. Behind the net, here's Fanenstein in control. 6:47 to go. Prior Lake banks one off the wall to center ice, and here comes Revac over the line. Revac on his backhand takes a shot, and Magosi makes the save. Now it's played down by Max Anderson into the right corner, and the Cadets will pick up the puck there. Here's Faith. Now he'll pick his way out to center, and now he'll shoot it in. It rings the boards to the near side. Sheffield after it. And then a hit thrown, puck runs behind the net and is controlled now by Max Anderson. He lost out. Now banked off the boards to the right point. Faith controlling. He flattens, he shoots. It's off the goaltender. And now behind the net, controlled by Sheffield. Played ahead for Prior Lake, and it's going to run back into the zone. No icing. And with less than 6 minutes to go, here's Kurtz in control. Now a rink-wide pass to the left is banked into the zone, and it's controlled there by A.J. Pearson. And now back into the Prior Lake zone with 5:48 left. They try the middle, and here they come. Banked off the wall, and now picked up there by Patch Cronin in the right corner. Wearing lucky 13, Cronin. Now lays it out to center ice, and here comes Mikan over the line. He lost the puck, and it winds up behind the goal as St. Thomas Academy getting a change. Now out to center ice. Prior Lake trying to move it forward with Eider. And it winds up coming to the red line, and it's played in there. Dietz exchanging shoves with Joe Rice, who's been held off the board here for Prior Lake, the leading scorer for this team. Loose to the left corner. And now Prior Lake will play it ahead to center ice. And over the line, it's Boyce, and that shot goes wide. Boyce then gets up and heads for the bench as they get a change with less than 5 minutes to go. Here's Tommy Cronin. In his zone, he takes a swat there from Pavic, who is suddenly on him tight now as it comes to the left corner. Pavic steals the puck. Pavic drops it up the slot. Sheffield fires, and it goes wide. Now behind the net, Prior Lake trying to center it. Stefani could not get the puck, and now it's controlled by Howard. Ahead to Tommy Cronin. Back to Howard down the wing. Howard closing, and then he tried another pass, and Sheffield picks it off. And here comes Prior Lake back. Sheffield over the line, tries to cut to the net. His path there is blocked by Kurtz, and the puck comes on to Magosi for a stoppage with 4:25 to play. 3-1 St. Thomas Academy. Last game tonight, Moorhead versus Edina. That game is coming up at about 7:30. Prior Lake will take on Chaska tomorrow, and then Lakeville North on Thursday, and there are other two games here in this event. Prior Lake looking for some space in front of the goal. And now Pavic at the right edge trying to bring it in front and could not. Comes to the left point, and here comes, well, I was going to say St. Thomas Academy had started a rush, but it was pinned up against the boards and now played back into the zone. Prior Lake moving it to center, and Kurtz plays it ahead. Now Pearson over the line. They have to tag up, so they can't play that loose puck. Faith lays it ahead on the right, now played into the zone. Kickoff goes after it. And A.J. Pearson in the left corner playing it ahead, and Prior Lake trying to rush out of the zone here. As Dietz, we have a penalty coming up here, and it's going to go against Prior Lake. We have a high sticking penalty coming up here. And it is going to go against Pavic. And the time of the penalty, 13 minutes, 28 seconds of the third period. Power play number 2 for St. Thomas Academy, and with 3:32 to go, I figure that that's just perfect from their point of view. Tommy Cronin across to the far side. Howard, he is knocked into the boards and goes down, and the puck is picked up by Boyce and shot all the way down the ice. Here's a race for it, and we're going to get another penalty here on Prior Lake. This one is going to go against Rice as he took a player in against the boards. And it was Brody Dietz, yes. And now Rice goes to the penalty box. And the time is 13:46. And they're going to get another one to come to the bench, I believe. And if that's the case, it's going to be 5 and 10. But, yep, they got a 5-minute major penalty on the board for Rice. That would be checking from behind. And a 10-minute misconduct penalty that will be served by Jackson Anderson, number 12. And now we're going to get a timeout taken, as well as the penalties will mount here. Rice, 5 minutes, presumably for checking from behind at 13:46, and then a 10-minute misconduct as well. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 for St. Thomas Academy for another 1:43, and then they'd be on a power play for the remainder of the game, barring any other penalties. And that will give Prior Lake a chance to regroup a little bit, give Joe Pancratz a time to talk with his troops. We're very sound through the first 2 periods. St. Thomas Academy controlling for longer stretches in the second period until the goal, which was against the run of play by Erickson for Prior Lake. And since then, it has been all cadets. They have 9 shots on goal in the third period. Prior Lake has 4. And it'll be 5-on-3 hockey when we come back after the timeout. And it'll be Howard on the draw. And that's against Parker Boyce. It goes behind the net. It is checking rim behind and a misconduct. Now up the slot it comes. Kickoff shoots, and there's a good glove catch by Mickett. And actually it was Dietz, that took that shot. But Mickett made the stop with 3:02 left. And that's the goaltending we saw in the first and second periods from Ben Mickett. Now fed towards Dietz. Patch Cronin. Back to Dietz. Over to the far side. Tommy Cronin. Oh, and they had Patch set up for a little backdoor play. It's that lateral movement that is the trademark of Randolph's power plays. We saw it at Duluth East for many, many years. And there it was executed well just to the finish. Minute 5 in the first penalty, 2:35 to play. And here's Dietz over the line. He feeds it over to Patch Cronin on the right. Back to Dietz. Back to Patch Cronin. Tommy Cronin up the slot. And a centering pass, and it's knocked behind by Dosen. And here is Tommy Cronin along the boards, leaving it there for Howard. Back to Tommy Cronin. Working in, Cronin fires, and that's off the traffic and wide. Prior Lake will get a player back in 35 seconds. Now here's Patch Cronin to Tommy, high in the slot. Comes to the right side, lays it in front, and they score! And when you have 2 extra players, that's the kind of look you can get. And it is Jordan Tasheny getting the goal for St. Thomas Academy, and that is his 5th goal of the season. Tommy Cronin will get 1 assist. Time of the goal is 15 minutes and 4 seconds. It is a 5-on-3 power play goal. And that gets 1 player back, obviously, and power play continues here for St. Thomas Academy.
St. Thomas Academy goal was part of the power play by number 6, Jordan Tasheny. Assist number 13, Patch Cronin, number 14.
And again, the Cronins get assist. Patch gets the other. And now Prior Lake trying to play it ahead with an extra player back on the ice. Still down 1, though. And now they try to play it out through Sheffield. And with a minute and a half to go, it's loose at center ice and controlled by Jake Faith. Faith over the Prior Lake line, comes to the far side. Takes a shove from Pearson, goes to the corner, and they'll battle for it there. Now it comes out to the left point, and here's a shot that goes over the top from Kurtz on the near side. And Prior Lake will play it ahead. It'll go the length of the ice, and that is be picked up there by Kurtz with 1 minute to play. And over the line they come. Tommy Cronin shoots and a save made. It comes right up the slot, and it's controlled there by Camden. Now in the slot area, it's again Tommy Cronin. He throws it across to the left. Now Savino back down for Tommy Cronin. He takes the shot, and a save made by Mickett, who closes the pads on it with 27 seconds to go in a 4-1 game for St. Thomas Academy. Howard twice, Tashany on a power play, and Zavril here in the third period for St. Thomas Academy will improve to 8-1 on the season and rebound from their first loss of the season. And now played around behind the net. Prior Lake goes after it. Here's Boyce. He shoots it all the way down the ice, and it winds up behind the net with 20 seconds to play. And now Boyce held the zone briefly. And now it's played rink wide out to center ice. Tipped down by Emerson with 5 seconds to go. St. Thomas Academy trying to play it in, and that's where the game's going to come to an end. And St. Thomas Academy rallies for 4 goals in the third period, and they win this game 4-1. 13 shots in the third period to 4 for Prior Lake. St. Thomas Academy 1 for 3 on the power play tonight, and Prior Lake 0 for 3. Zavril, Howard twice, and Tashany for St. Thomas Academy, and Graham Erickson for Prior Lake, which falls to 4-4 on the year. We're going to take a break and come back with our last game, Moorhead and Edina, coming up next here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
I think a force for good is kind of just what it sounds like. We wake up every day, go to work, try to do the best we can, but also have in the back of our head that we're going to help people and try to make a difference in people's lives.
While it's important to do things for others, it's how you go about doing that day in and day out. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about one team. I don't care who you are in this company. Everybody has an opportunity to make a difference and contribute to the whole piece of the pie of what we're trying to do.
Stress fractures in the foot. Generally, the pain is on the top of the foot. There may or may not be much in the way of swelling, but there's usually tenderness, meaning that if you push on the area, it is sore to touch. So if you've had a change in activity, been doing a little bit more and developed pain that hurts when you walk or certainly hurts more when you try to run on it, that's concerning for a stress fracture. Sometimes those can be seen on x-ray, sometimes it requires an MRI to decide whether or not there is a stress fracture there.
Jack's Cafe has been extending warm hospitality with a focus on great food for almost 100 years. Located in historic Northeast Minneapolis, Jack's has been a great venue for hockey banquets, corporate parties, weddings, and groom's dinners. With private rooms of any size, guests can have that great Jack's experience for 2 or 200. See you at Jack's.
Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas are made in the heart of America's Dairyland, Kaukauna, Wisconsin. Every Brewpub pizza is made with the highest quality meat and veggie toppings. Then bombarded with over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. Snag a slice of Brewpub pizza at the concession stand or enjoy a whole pizza conveniently located in the frozen pizza section of your local grocery store. Brewpub Lots of Matzo pizzas, the ingredients for a great time.